Hello, ladies and gentlemen, once again. It's Brillman, it's Solari, it's LFL, and we are joining right in the next game a potential banger. Casey against Vitality.Bee. Here we go.
Oh yes, let me just quickly tell you why this is going to be a banger, as we think, as we hope, as we're looking for it, because oh my god, these two teams are right now on the very top of the leaderboard of LFL Summer 2021, Karmine Corp 8-0, and on the second place is Vitality.Bee 7-1, and if Vitality manages to win this game right now, that is indeed going to be a tiebreaker, but we are already at the bans, and the bans are, to be honest, pretty much something that we have expected with Brillman, because Lee Sin and Gwen, we were just discussing actually before we started casting that most probably we will see these two being banned, because Lee Sin currently is being picked by almost everybody, to be honest. It's like Diana, to be honest, you either see this champion banned or you see him picked at the earliest possibility. And we also know that the top laners of their respective teams. Okay, that's an interesting pick. I'm sorry, I just got lost by this pick. That's an interesting first pick, I have to say. Is it going to be a mid lane?
It's a flex pick. I think you can go with it on all three lanes. Basically, you can go this to jungle, you can go to top, you can go to mid. Being answered absolutely instantly by Thresh and Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao being one of the most strongest junglers in the current meta, I would say. Especially with the mobility changes in the patch in 11.13.
Yeah.
I think Xin Zhao, I would say, pretty safe to say, I think that it is one of the most interesting jungles right now. Here comes Set. That's probably meaning that this Nocturne is not going to go to the top lane, although still can be picked because of the potential flex from Set as well.
Yeah.
Aurelion
but I
wouldn't. Fray, I'm pretty sure.
No. We just saw it in the previous game that we just casted. Yes, and that's Diana.
Ooh,
that's exactly
Diana.
what I've been speaking about. Yes.
More flex picks.
Yes, because right now actually there is a chance that Diana can go either to mid lane or to the jungle, but the same is going to happen with Nocturne.
I mean, I do not know where we can see, because all those three champions can go to different lanes. You cannot even say where exactly do you want this to play. Do you want a Nocturne going into mid lane? Do you want to go Nocturne? That's Lulu. And what's that as well? That's a flex pick. No, it's not exactly a flex.
No, it's not.
It's a bit of a flex pick.
Top lane or mid lane
or
potentially?
Yes.
Yeah, because the border is already taken, unless we see Thresh going somewhere else, which is going to be interesting.
I think Lulu is being played at the top lane most of the times, but I see a few bans coming onto mid lane, so my suggestion would be that Dplex is indeed taking, Shigenda, indeed taking him on the top lane, and it would be very nice against Set, I would say, because of the polymorph, so potentially a good pick, I think.
I would say so, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly right now how it could go. I would love to see, and that is a very expected ban actually coming from Vitality.Bee. Jace, that is something that Cabochard who could have taken to secure the fact that Nocturne would go to some other lane than top, because he loves playing Jace, we know it.
There's still a lot of possibilities open for the both teams, because KC right now looking to spread the mist of uncertainty onto in this pick phase. We see Kalista being taken, maybe locked in.
No, I mean, it's gonna be
the Shire, yeah. She was buffed.
Yes, she was just buffed in this patch. Yeah.
So potentially she's going to be taking a good poke synergy. And I think a good follow-up onto Thresh as well. Seems like a very powerful bot lane to me. Needed to be answered by KC relatively nicely, but not a lot of options still left. Aphelios, Varus, and Lucian, and Ezreal blocked for Xmati.
Yeah.
Maybe Jinx? We've seen him play
Kai'Sa.
That in the previous.
How can we forget? She still feels extremely powerful, even with all those changes we've seen since we last casted LFL. She's still a very decent champion with a very high win rate.
And Gamas follows us up with the standard rate. What?
Is it really
I've got a little bit confused
No. It's gonna be Nautilus,
Xayah, and lovers at the other two teams.
Oh
God!
Oh, that's such a sad love story.
Infuriating here.
Oh yeah, and we have Silas apparently. Sylas is the champion who appears actually on this recent patch 11.13, but he doesn't get either buffed or nerfed. He just gets some little bug fixes. So no major changes. Yeah.
Okay. So Seiken going mid lane on that set would be a very interesting potential fight with Deeplix over here. Casey have such of an interesting draft. I really like it.
Yes.
So it feels very innovative.
Well, it's not exactly innovative anymore, but in a longer perspective, kinda yes. I would really love to have my eyes on Syncroft in this game, just because Diana in the jungle right now feels very comfortable, and I would love to see how he would pull her against this Xin Zhao on the other team.
And look at the bot lane of both of the teams,
oh, yeah.
though. There should be such a lot of action, because both of them look extremely strong.
And extremely pokey, both of them, with Xia's buffed Q, and with Raken on the other side of the bot lane. That's going to be very interesting clash.
And I mean, Kaiser just going pew-pew on her opponents, and Xia going swoosh-swoosh with her feathers. This is going to be a relatively interesting showdown, I would say. Although I'm very interested how... I agree with you that I'm interested how junglers are going to play this out, because both Xin Zhao and Diana are potentially walking quite a lot around the map.
Yeah.
So
they're very mobile.
Changes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what item will be built, what music item will be built on Diana for this particular game.
Night Harvester, maybe?
Possibly, but that's not the only option I see. That's why I would love to have a look at what Syncroft decides to build for himself.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Okay.
No, but Diana is a pretty versatile champion in terms of... what I'm trying to say is that her playstyle can differ quite a lot depending on what exactly item she is building. So I want to see what is going to be the path that Syncroft takes here.
Well, we are about to find out as the potential banger of a game incoming. KC against Vitality.Bee. Here we go on to the Summoner's Rift.
Yes! Yes, actually, talking about top lane, because we haven't talked about it enough, I think, because among of all the changes that happened in LFL between the spring and the summer seasons, Cabochard is a very new addition to K-Corp, because previously we had Raven, and we did love some games.
No, previously we had Adam.
Adam.
We're talking about Cabochard, that's KC.
That's oh my goodness.
Adam right now, actually, for the sake of it, Adam popping off huge in Fnatic.
Oh, yes.
In the LAC.
He does, absolutely.
Last game against G2 was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
And now let's see what is the difference between Adam and Cabochard, as I am really going to watch that pretty closely, because I'm extremely interested to see what Cabochard can bring to the team. Deep is going with the very early deep wards right now. And alright, here we go.
I would need to check this after this game, actually, but I'm not exactly sure about the top lane changes. It completely skipped out of my head.
What do you mean?
I would need to check what were the top changes in both teams, but we can check it after we finish the game, because right now I think what we really want to see is exactly what we talked about before we started the action on the bot lane, though it's not much yet, but we're just starting.
Well, in terms of, before we go and jump into any action that's going to happen on the lanes, in KC we have Cabochard right now being replaced. He replaced Adam, and in Vitality.Bee Shigenda, he has replaced Raven, and Cabochard looking for a very early aggression over here already, but Shigenda answers with some good poke of his own. It's a pretty relatively even trade because of the passive. Nocturne is going to be able to sustain quite a lot of damage.
Oh, Targamas! Targamas taking quite a lot of damage there. Oh, yes, you get an early level 2, you need to use as much of it as possible, especially if you have Thresh on your lane and Smiley taking that precious E on Xayah. Yes, that was a very nice catch, and Tagamas actually lost more than half of his HP in that exchange.
Yes, and also in Vitality.Bee Skins new addition to the roster, as Memento has left Vitality.Bee.
Yep.
So we have a few new faces around the Summoner's Rift, especially in Vitality.Bee. But let's see how they are able to pop this off, because they're also popping off quite huge in LEC, well, Team Vitality at the very least, as they have successfully managed to beat G2. And now we also have a bit of a showdown of big teams and big players over here. Misfits just lost their game to Team BDS, so let's see who's going to come up on top in this one.
Oh, yes. So far, in terms of the jungle, that's going pretty equal for the both teams, though there is an early back of Synchro, because there was an attempt to have a gank on the top lane, but that didn't work out. So best you can do is probably just to back and try to go to the other side of the map and maybe put some aggression into the mid lane.
That's at least a way to do that. We have 50 seconds until the next Drake is going to be spawned.
The first Drake.
Right now. The first Drake, yes, is going to be spawned Ocean 1. And I am really interested how both of the teams are going to try and fight for it, because I think that this Drake is going to be beneficial for everybody right now.
And both teams, look at it, both teams know it actually. Look at that, just Vitality.Bee. Yeah, on their way to mid lane.
Though Tagama sits behind the wall, maybe going to try to fish for something, but it seems like it's just aggression for aggression. Kabashar doing quite a relatively nice job in withstanding against a ranged champion, although taking a little bit damage from Shigenda.
A little bit, not too much. So far it seems pretty okay on the top lane. But really, there is already a lot of pressure next to the Dragon Pit. Not too much yet, but you can see both teams are just very anxious about who will take this first Drake, which is actually already up.
Yes, it's just being spawned, and you can feel the tension springing up around all the map. We have both the teleports from top laners, both teleports from mid lane. We have everything. No summoner spell been used yet because there's no action at all. And I feel like both of the teams need to try and understand what both of the teams are going to do. Because if you look at the compositions, Kai'Sa is definitely going to pop off huge in later stages of the game.
Yep.
So does Diana, I would say. While in Vitality.Bee we have Xayah, she's going to be quite beneficial. Oh, Kabashar uses his teleport quite early to gain. Oh, he has Paranoia on the other hand.
Yep.
That's going to help him go around the map relatively faster.
Oh yeah. But there is no action there happening on the bottom side of the map. The Drake stands alive for a couple more minutes. You can see both junglers are pretty far from it, but I think the Vitality.Bee are going to take the way towards the Dragon Pit. Now, yes, look at the pings. Actually, I think that is exactly what is going to happen. At least there are going to be some vision pop down there, and probably also a dragon, because Diana is currently on the top lane. Tried to go to the top lane, probably not happening, but now she's going to take her way to the Dragon Pit.
Yes, and it seems like the tension is really building up over here, because Xin Zhao is just slightly a little bit behind. He starts the dragon, pops it off. Teleport onto the mid lane being used by Deeplex. That means that if something happens, he's going to be able to join the fight relatively quickly. But I don't feel like there is going to be a fight happening.
No, actually, there is a huge lack of fights from both teams right now, because both teams, well, the stakes are pretty high right now. You don't
look
want
at
to.
that.
Oh, Synchro.
Synchro might be in trouble right now. Here comes the what?
Yep. But Akamas is here to help if help is needed, but Vitality.Bee decide to give this red buff to the rightful owners, and the next strike is going to be Infernal in 4 minutes and 40 seconds, which means we have some interesting Ocean and... no, not Ocean.
We have either
the cloud and the earth,
with a very good hold that thought that Smiley is actually going down relatively quickly. Ignite and heal. Anix was being popped off. Smiley has to flash away to safety in order not to die. But Tagamas and Xnati are on the chase right now, hustling defensive support as much as he can. Misses with a Hulk with a death sentence, but maybe that's a good idea, although Skins was already in an approach. And summoner spells used quite a lot 2 for 2, but there's no Flash and Ixmati and no Ignite on Tagamas as Haslin. Oh, no, it's actually 2 for 3 because Exhaust was used as well.
Yeah. Nice exchange, and Smiley actually was pretty close to becoming first blood there. It didn't happen though. There are some... The tension is still building up, as we keep saying, but that is really what is happening. Like, you can see that both teams are eager to fight. You can see those small skirmishes happening all the time, but nothing big is happening yet, except maybe for that fight on the bot lane that just happened.
Haslin moving relatively interestingly around the map. Here comes the Lantern onto Deeplex to give him a little bit of a shield. I am not exactly sure about those movements from Haslin, just going and just going away right now.
Okay, interesting description. Well, that was just a Lantern in case there is some support needed on the mid lane, and also
Look
a
at
nice
the top
way
side,
to...
though.
Oh yeah. There...
I think that Herald is being started already, and Skins is not going to fight for it. Well, he has no top priority, so you can understand that. Mid laners and supports are just looking at each other.
Looking, but not doing anything. Yeah, mid lane is...
Herald's been taken.
Yes, where is it going to be popped though? I think I saw some pings from KC on the top lane suggesting the Herald, but there might be an action on the mid lane leading to it. No, not yet.
Synchrof was staying on a ward, so he wouldn't be able to do that, but it seems like Synchrof is now looking towards that top lane, as you have mentioned, makes a ward as well, but in being instantly spotted because of Skins with a word of his own, relatively nicely answering the movements from Synchrof. Alright, now Saken going to support his jungler, but nothing is about to happen.
No,
move on.
no, nothing is about to happen just yet. Maybe on the bot lane now. No, Tagamas decides not to go any further.
Look at the creep difference. 87 against 68 on the bot lane. Guys is falling behind so heavily right now.
Which is weird, because Ixmati actually had some pressure, and some very big pressure on Smiley just a little bit earlier.
I feel like he lost that pressure once Tagamas left the lane to follow up Haslin, so Smiley was able to relatively easily push the lane, as he has a little bit of a more damage because of his E, and able to clear the way a little bit more efficiently than Kai'Sa. Yep. Although, hold that thought, Shigenda might be in trouble right now, decides to disengage as fast as he can, but he's being chased right now. Skins answers with a gank of his own, but here comes teleport from Saken. Haslin flashes away, not to be caught by Tagamas, but there's ultimate. Oh, here comes the ultimate from Kai'Sa on the hunt right now. Haslin going down relatively quickly. A good knock up and the box, but not going to save him for his life. First blood and the first tower being taken by KC.
Nicely executed, KC. Very nice beginning of the game. Very slow beginning, but it pays off eventually, because you start carefully, you understand what the enemy team is trying to do, how they're moving on the map, and you just play versus it, basically.
You can have a little bit of a look over here on the replay, as I was more watching top lane in the same time. Immediate teleport, immediate flash from Haslin. It just feels like they wanted to turn around, but they couldn't, because Smiley took a bit of a different road. And
yeah.
Haslin just fell.
That could have been a nice 3 versus 3 there on the bot lane, but I feel also like Haslin was in a very bad position there. Even though he had his ultimate on hand, which could help him get out of that misposition, but it didn't work out, and that's just 1 kill for KC, and nothing else happened. Nothing good for Vitality.Bee.
And Shigenda is in a bit of a bad spot right now of himself, because he has no lane, let's say that much, or half of his lane is gone.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit harder for him to do a lot of things, and Paranoia is still available for Kabashard, and I'm wondering when he's going to actually use that one. KC might look and try to fight over this Inferno Drake. Paranoia is available, so is the teleport. No teleport forsaken, as he's probably, although, going to join the fight in the Dragon Pit. Yes, he will, but Vitality.Bee decide to disengage and probably give the Inferno Drake to them. Bot lane is going there. Skins as well. The Inferno Drake going down very fast, though. He's already going down to Gammas onto a very good and nice initiation. Here we go. Immediate Featherstorm coming from Smiley right now. Is he going to save his support? Probably not. Hustling is going down relatively quickly. Skins is going down as well. And here comes Leaplix. Everybody is in here, but Paranoia kicks off. They don't see anything, and yet another perfectly executed fight from KC.
That was a really good initiation from Tagamas, and just overall, look at KC. They're absolutely not willing to risk this sweet first spot on the leaderboard. They're just saying, no, we are staying there and you're not trying to change it.
Teleport was coming onto the bot lane from Lulu, but Paranoia was there way faster than it should have been. Here comes, that was actually Silas's Paranoia that helped Vitality.Bee to disengage from the fight. But again, so nicely executed from KC. They're in 2,000 gold lead right now. They're doing a lot already, taking those objectives, answered with Infernal Drake of their own, which is questionably much more powerful than Ocean's Drake.
At least for the beginning of the game.
Yes, at the very least so. And right now, and they are sitting on the fact that there's half of top lane gone. So, like, all-win situation for them. And 3 kills.
And 3 kills, yes. And they had the first Herald, and the next one is popping up actually pretty soon. And then in 6 minutes, it's gonna be Nashor. So, if KC continue to keep their eye on the objectives of the game, I see the full potential for them to win this one.
Gale Force already on Smiley,
nice.
though. So that's something that should be said, that Xmati was falling behind Smiley very much. Yes, we see 700 gold difference between the team, although the rest of KC seem to be quite hardly in favor. A lot of deficit in the gold for Vitality.Bee over here. 3,000 gold difference already almost going in there.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the difference on the top lane, and that's just not looking well for Vitality.Bee, I'm afraid.
No, probably doesn't. I'd say so.
Absolutely not. And actually, yes, go on, please.
I'm actually interested if there's going to be a fight for the next hero, because it seems like a good return away ticket for Vitality.Bee, as I don't think you want to lose that.
Are they going to take it? Because they have their attention towards the mid/bot lane right now.
I wonder what they're trying to
catch someone on the bot lane, I would say. Because they have a prior right now.
Tagamas maybe in trouble right now. That misses completely Tagamas because of his jump of his own. And the tower is going down very quickly as they open the lane for themselves as well. 2 minutes until the Drake is going to be spawned. Agenda also going with Chirelius.
Yes.
Even though with the nerf of mobility in the current patch 11.13, Chirelia was sort of balanced, I'd say. So
yes, it's still a strong item though. Yes, exactly. My only worry is that is going to be the second support item in the team. What about the sweet AP damage? Oh,
Syncroft going with a good engage onto Skeens, but he's able to make it out with a flash of his own. Dplex tried to re-engage, but didn't find anybody in there. Paranoia is available for Kabashard. He might join the fight in case he's needed, so might not be the best idea for Vitality.Bee to engage.
Yeah,
so they don't,
and
they just reset.
Yes, and that looks like a started Herald for Vitality.Bee, and that was not a flashback there. That was Hextech Rocket Bell talking about the main item for Diana.
Oh, okay, thank you. Actually, that's my bad, absolutely. Dplex decides to stay here. Here comes the telephone from Saken. That means there's going to be a little bit of a bigger fight. 4,000 HP going onto Herald. And here comes the trigger being put on Kabashar. Kabashar going down absolutely quickly. They have no sight, but they don't need it, as they have caught quite a lot of people there in the fight. Vitality.Bee looking very strong, even though KC managed to disengage from that fight. Taking down Kabashard and continuing on their pressure on the map. Beautifully executed from Vitality.Bee, actually.
Absolutely. Yes. That's just 1 kill, but that is already a kill for them. That's better than it was a little bit earlier. That's a good start for them. Maybe they decided to finally grab that return ticket we've been talking about, even though the Herald still stands, by the way. And there was a lot of damage coming from Synchro, who just flew into the middle of the fight and then managed to get away, actually, with, if I'm not mistaken, even full health on him.
I'm not sure about the full health, but what I am sure is that the dragon is up. That means Cloud Drake is over there, and it waits to be taken as Skeens just reads my mind and decides to go ahead and just take it as fast as he can, although Syncroft is going to exchange with the
With the
objects on the map.
Herald. Yeah.
Yes.
That is a nice exchange, yes.
Favors KC in my eyes a little. They're already in the the deficit in the gold was shortened onto 2,000 gold right now, but still it feels like they needed the Herald quite a lot as well.
It could have been a help for them just because of they could have made a difference in the towers for both of the teams. Because they yes. Where
no,
you
it just was
going?
well, okay, I guess.
Okay.
Just I'm not 100% sure on that play.
Yeah, to be honest, yes, they are both trying to be very careful. I mean, both teams are trying to be very careful with these games, and that results in lack of actions from both of them sometimes because maybe they overdo the careful part a little bit.
Maybe so, and I can see that interestingly enough, both almost everybody actually. No, actually everybody. Oh, never mind. Hold that thought. Skins are going down already and quite heavily. Manages to stay alive for quite a bit of an amount of time, but still goes around. Kabashad is coming with there with a paranoia of his own, but doesn't manage to do anybody but Seiken with a very good CC onto everybody. Deeplex escapes with lives. Maybe no, he doesn't. Xmadi picks up the kill for himself, and KC just blink and you'll miss it as they already turn the tides in their favor.
Yes, talking about the return ticket, it doesn't look like Vitality.Bee are grabbing it well enough. And there is... Was the Herald popped, actually? Because I don't see it anymore in Sinkers, so I guess it was popped on the mid lane. I missed this somehow.
Maybe, not exactly. No, he has a Herald in his hands, I can see that right now. But what I'm interested in is how fastly Skins was picked over here because of his bad positioning in there. Xmati immediately following up with the Killer Instinct and just look at the engage from Seiken. Boom!
Yes. Seiken with set, that is a lot of damage combined. And Xmati is very good here, yes, as you said, in picking up in the very beginning of the fight and then actually beautifully finishing the same fight. He is very good at fishing at those single available targets for him because he knows that you can really nicely execute the insane damage from Kai'Sa with a Kraken Slayer if you pick someone who is quite a single target. And yes, that is a damage table, I believe, and Smite has a lot of damage on his end.
That's the only thing that concerns me, and that's the Herald being popped in the mid lane. But that damage board concerns me quite a lot because despite the fact that KC were able to produce a little bit more sustainable damage onto Vitality.Bee, Smiley is slowly but surely popping off to be a very big threat to KC.
Yes, and the longer the game goes, the more items he will get, the more creeps he'll get. Look at the CS on the hands of this man. We know Smiley is very good at picking up those CS. He is always above of the enemy ADC. But this difference, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And it's getting terrifying.
I would say it's terrifying for KC quite a lot because she already has her Essence Reaver. I'm not exactly sure if Smiley had that in the previous fight or he didn't.
I didn't pick that up, unfortunately. But I have to say that, to be honest, Vitality.Bee really need a good fighter right now because look at the gold on the 3 heads of KC champions. 150, 200, and another 200. And if Vitality.Bee managed to pick that gold, there might be no goal difference in the end. Because right now it is still 5,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but KC are in the lead with 37,000, almost 38. That's 5,000 gold difference. Precisely that. And it seems like, well, we have 55 seconds until the next Drake is going to be spawned. It's going to be a sore point for Vitality.Bee. They really want to fish for that one.
Oh yes. First of all, that's going to be gold. Second of all, that's going to be their 3rd Drake already, getting them closer to the soul. And
Kabashar pipping that. Oh my god, what's that? Starek, thank you. Thank you to my own. Picking up that Starek. And this is going to be one chunky Nocturne.
I wonder what this table is for.
It's CS.
Oh yes, you're right. Again, look at Smiley. He's just ahead of everybody completely.
247 on his hands already, even despite the kill difference between him and Xmati. I feel like the gold is in favor of Smiley. I'd love to see the goal differences if our French colleagues would show them to us. Probably not because they can't hear me, but I would love to have that.
Yeah, last time they showed it, it was a little bit in favor of Smiley, and he was almost the only person on Vitality.Bee part who had any advancement in gold versus the enemy lane. Same was for Haslin, so on the bot lane, if I'm not mistaken, has been winning this. And look at the Drake and KC are taking it. So yes, that is the second Drake for them. Now both teams are equally far away from the Precious Soul, and the Nashor is up. And KC are going to establish vision around it, and maybe they could potentially actually try to get it already. Will Vitality.Bee do something about it? They have to. They absolutely have to at this point.
Well, it seems like if they throw this one away, this is going to be a big problem for them because they're not going to be able to fight for the next, the siege that will come after that. Oh my god, hold that thought, because I think KC are looking to go on to Smiley. Yes, they are. The Feather Storm is coming in there, but there's a lot of CC. Showstopper, everything actually. Smiley getting completely annihilated from the fight. Vitality.Bee, I don't feel like they're able to do anything right now, really.
No. Right now, without Smiley, they can't really go into the Baron pit and fight, even though they might try to steal, but that was a bad position for Smiley. He was caught extremely too easily for even such a champion who...
But look at Skins. He has the flash available for him, but decides to change, to go into the fight. Wild Growth is coming in there. Quickness, everything. Tagamas didn't find Skins in there. He's still alive. He's still able to try and fish for that precious steal of the Baron, but Seiken and Tagamas are trying to control everything they are able on this side of the map right now. 7,000 HP onto Baron. Skins decides not to try his faith, which is probably the safest and the smartest of the ideas. And Baron is going to KC.
Absolutely. Yes, and actually in this fight, Synchro managed to get a kill for himself, and he got out, and he was this time absolutely surely full HP. And look at Smiley getting caught in here, trying to use his only escape tool, but it just doesn't work because there is an ultimate coming from Set.
Beautiful timing from Seiken.
Absolutely.
Beautifully timed.
Yes. I have absolutely nothing to add. That was beautiful executed. Seiken knows how to play around this champion.
And just, even though Haslin tried to re-engage into that fight, you can see the amount of chain control that KC possess in their team. They are able to just take the fight to them because they're not afraid, because they know you're not going to do anything in that fight anyway, because you're going to be stunned or controlled in any possible other way. So, why am I should be afraid of the target that stands still?
Kind of, yes. Look at the chart actually on the bottom right now. The gold lead. There were three very small moments actually when Vitality.Bee had any gold lead, but then it's just a huge, massive lead of KC, and look at them. They are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing right now. That is a siege, ladies and gentlemen. A quite successful one.
Synchro going in there very deeply. Here comes the paranoia as well, and it seems like yet again Vitality.Bee stand no chance. Kings is trying to find something in that fight, but he's not able to do so. Deep Legs just joins the fight. The inhibitor is going down. KC, they're just finishing the game. They are able to do that absolutely with no problem. Deep Legs with the quickness tries to do something about that. Maybe no, he can't do anything. Wild Growth is not available for Fishenda, and I have a feeling that they can't pull this off. They have 70. Well, Haslin is going to be up in 8 seconds, and somebody's backing off. I can't even be able to see who Seiken is doing that. He has the teleport available. He teleports in, but he doesn't even need to do so. Nexus is falling down, and KC established their leads on the leaderboard just like that.
Yes, they are the king this time, and nobody can do anything about it. But I also feel like this side of the map is lucky today because most of the teams starting from that part of the map win. I don't know. Is it a
That's just
good
about
luck
the blue
day?
side. Everything is just about the blue side. That's just face it.
Yeah, but I also really, really loved how Casey were just fishing after Smiley as soon as they realized that he's a real threat to them and he's gonna get even worse. Every time they were about to do something major, talking about taking the Baron, talking about finishing the game, actually, they just go straight towards Smiley. And even though last time Hustlin was there to try to save him and he actually was the first one to die, previous time he wasn't there and Smiley was just got completely like that. And as soon as the main damage dealer of the game is gone, the whole team is gone.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, who
and
was...
It feels like, I mean, they tried to pull it off. Vitality.Bee tried to fish for something. They tried to fish for good kills, and they even managed to have a very good team fight. But KC were working so well on the map today.
Yeah.
It just, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
You can't.
They knew where to be. They only missed 2 dragons out of all the objectives on the map, and that even mattered that much, to be honest. Who is your own MVP of this game?
I think Seiken, because of that amazing catch onto Smiley before taking that Baron.
Yeah.
Seiken is probably my MVP.
Yeah. I was thinking about Seiken, but now that you took him, just to be fair, I will say that it's Synchro because I absolutely love this gameplay on Diane that he showed us, and the item, the mythic item that he picked, it just was exactly what the doctor ordered for this game, because many times he had to use a flash, he didn't need to actually.
Yep, exactly. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Casey against Vitality.Bee in the 4th week of LFL. We're finally back, so don't forget to tune in for the next games. My name was Broman. I was here joined by Solari.
And we'll see you next time. Yes, yes.
I wasn't
what was that confusion?
You went completely silent for a moment. I was like, I
was waiting for you to finish the beautiful sentence that you started. I didn't want to interrupt, you know.
Ah, never mind.
Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time.
Oh yes.